Hey everybody, how y'all doing out there in YouTube land? I don't know if really you're in, can't say you're in YouTube land, but you're definitely somewhere out there as I fix my camera. I'm going live right now. Oh, maybe we should make it bubbles? I don't know, dance? I don't know. Well, welcome back to the Art of FA Checky. We're still FATV fan art, soon to be changing over to FAN TV, kind of a F period, A period, and fan TV to encompass a lot more than just art. They decided right now it's FATV fan art. I want to widen the channel and do some more stuff. So if you haven't had a chance, please subscribe, check out the videos we got here, art, things with my kids, but mostly painting and primarily oil painting. So if you ever watch other videos about more detailed painting, it's not so much like Bob Ross, even though I love Bob Ross. This is going to be more like detailed painting, a lot more stuff maybe you'll see in pop culture, subject matter, whatever. But anyway, thanks for watching. We're going to turn this thing around here in just a second and get it on the actual painting and show you what I've been working on. So again, please like, please subscribe, share, tell everybody about us. This is a great channel, especially if you're looking to learn some art, especially if you need help just getting some painting ideas, if you feel like you need to just watch someone paint. Whatever. If you enjoy watching people paint. That's why people watch Bob Ross all the time. So we've been working on this canvas I treated in my last video. I showed a technique for treating. I could have actually added quite a bit more on the acrylic side, but I wanted to just get into the painting because this is about a 3-month project. It's from Assassin's Creed. Actually, Assassin's Creed Odyssey to be more specific, and that's the painting here I've been working on, moving on to the second ship. Now, if you've been watching from last time, you would have saw that I'm not just painting here on a canvas that is just plain canvas. I mean, I don't know when you buy a canvas from Michael's or the art store or whatever. I don't know when you buy a canvas if you ever look at it, but it's got that material on there, probably a light treatment of something to hold it together a little more stiff. So this has got a lot of acrylic on it, and it's got a lot of spray. You can use a lot of different things. A lot of spray in it of a like just a clear finish type paint, and then more acrylic on top of that. So right now, I've been working on this piece. It's actually from the Odyssey game, Assassin's Creed Odyssey. 2 ships and an event taking place here. If I zoom back, an event of something I added. I don't know if this is it. This is not a scene from the game, but I did take 2 images from the game Assassin's Creed of 2 ships I really loved. I love the Pegasus ship. Oh, hi. What's up, Ferris? How you doing? What's up, man? All right, so you can see this from Assassin's Creed. Pretty dynamic image here on the water. We're going to be working on this today. If you like doing highly detailed painting, that's what we're doing. I'm doing some ship painting in particular here, right in this area, and trying to work on that. A lot of linear line, a lot of detail, okay? Highly detailed. This is unlike a Bob Ross type thing. This is where I'm working right there. Unlike a Bob Ross thing, and my thing is probably like a lot of people's thing. They like to paint things from movies or paint things from games or whatever. I mean, that's so popular in the pop culture, and I don't mind doing pop culture related art because pop culture actually is where a lot of art is, and a lot of people have an interest in art. And Assassin's Creed, oh my God, the art in the video game Assassin's Creed is incredible, incredible, especially with all the 16th, 17th century ships, the medieval, everything. Awesome, love Assassin's Creed. I don't know. Do you guys watch it? Let me know. Yeah, my son Matthew, he's really into Assassin's Creed, but I don't he's more into Fortnite right now. So that's keeping him real busy. But I really like the Greek thing from the Odyssey. That one's really cool. Yeah, just let me know if you like to play the game. Actually, one of the things I want to do while I'm right here is just blur out some of this background. And the reason why is it's in the back. It can't be too sharp in focus. You have to put it out of focus a little bit. And this tiny bit of zinc white on the brush is just fading it out. And that's all I want to do before I move on to some other stuff. So a little technique you learn here, anything in the background, you want it to be light, much lighter. You can even fog it some if you want to fog it, or mist it, or make it much more. Some artists will say that's really atmospheric. I mean, it really has the feeling of the air in the painting, and in the setting, feeling just very, very appreciable in terms of how we would see it in real life, I guess, a real atmosphere of the earth, the setting milieu, whatever. I don't know. Maybe I got the definition off a little bit, but that's okay. Here I want a little bit more focus because I think we have more sun on that. Definitely a lot more sun. Because the direction of the sun is kind of weird. It's coming down up through the clouds and reflecting off the water quite a bit. You can see the sun's probably behind the clouds here, up on this side as I move up the camera. But you have a reflection coming on the boat from the water. And that's something about water that's really cool and dynamic, is that water reflects quite a bit of light. And it will reflect on the boats naturally. Okay. All right. So I kind of applied this. I can do some more later, misting out the back as much as I can just to blur it a bit, make it feel like we're saying just a tad more atmospheric, perhaps. It's kind of funny. I got my window open, like my neighbor's watching me. They're walking by. What's this? Is this guy talking to somebody? Anyway, my son really loves this. He's going to put this painting up in his room. And I bet a lot of you like Assassin's Creed. From what I see, a lot of you have gaming channels. A lot of my subscribers are obviously with their own gaming. Fortnite's obviously huge. The craze on Fortnite, Minecraft. I think Assassin's Creed deserves some more love. I really do. Although it's all about, I guess, what's popular on the algorithm here. People post more about popular gaming because it has the highest hits. Help me make a trend here. Share this, and tell people, hey, I like Assassin's Creed. This guy's doing Assassin's Creed. Right on. Okay, so in certain areas here with the ship, we're dealing with really highly detailed. It's good to use a palm rest or a painter's tool here just to help keep it off the canvas. I don't want to put my palm on oils as much as I can help. Even though it's mostly dry here, you don't want to. The oils in your hands are not good to get on there either. You may have heard that before. We have oils all over our hands. That can degrade the paint to some extent, or leave a handprint of some kind that might glare. So undercolor here on the oars is a little raw umber. Might need to loosen that up a little bit with some more. We can always go back to some of these oars. It's still quite wet there, I could tell, which is fine. But the point is that on the bottom side of the oars, I'm doing like a raw umber dark, and then I have like a sand color, kind of like a yellow golden ochre, close to golden ochre on the tops of the oars coming down, just to give it a little bit of that feeling of that reflection of the sun. So as we're going along, it's getting progressively more narrow and more, I guess, vertically more. It's getting smaller. All right, as the perspective goes out this way on the ship. Okay. What I'll do right here, probably just shape in where this little emblem here is kind of like a shield like emblem. It's a big old oval. Just using some of this sand color, that's what it's called, sand. Got it at Michael's, I think. In the middle of this thing here, it's going to have some blue, like the ship, but I want to do the outline of it's jutting out just a little bit. It's a 3D object coming out, all a bit flat, plane. Okay. And that's what I'm going to do to kind of square up this one here. Give it a little bit more shadow on that side. We're going to lighten up later. Then all around, you can see there's blue. Okay, so I'm going to go into that color. But any of you like Assassin's Creed, like me, I love the art in it. I don't play it. I just literally really dig the art. You can know and appreciate something just for its art. It is a video game. That's no doubt there. But like like I was saying, you can just appreciate something for its art. Sometimes people just like in the musicals, for instance, like Beauty and the Beast. They're like, wow, not big into that story, but artistically, it's just a really beautiful cartoon. It's a really beautiful movie, really beautiful musical. If you ever see it performed live, lots of ornamental objects, lots of things that are very much common, from that era. Beautiful looking sceneries and this and that. And I've actually, I was on a cruise that had a lot of art. You can see it in one of my videos where we went on a Royal Caribbean cruise to Cozumel before the pandemic. And one of the things about that cruise was it had a lot of artwork on there. And I put it in the video. I was like, how ironic is this that I'm on a cruise for my channel and I have a cruise video, and here we are looking at really cool art, even though some of it's like, what I would consider more pop culture based themes. Like there was a beautiful Beauty and the Beast painting. There it was. And oh man, I was like, I would actually really like to own that for my daughter more than anybody, but I would like to own it just to have it in my house. Out of my price range. It was actually quite expensive. I think it was because the artist was fairly well known. Did a lot of Disney art, and the painting I think was valued quite high because it didn't have a price tag on it, like some of the other ones. And the ones that were worth more, they didn't advertise the price on them. You had to ask. There were like dealers on their art. Salespeople effectively, but dealers dealing in the art. There, you had to ask them for the price, and I was like, I'm not going to ask if this one doesn't have a price on. I probably can't afford it. Anyway, this shield object here is also going to have some highlights in it. You want to just use some of that zinc white earlier just to kind of shine the sphere, not the sphere, more ovular shape on this edge, and then we'll come back to the edge around it. Just wipe off my brush, clean it, and yeah. So. There we go. All right. I'm going to give it a little bit on that edge there too. I'll show you why. Just like the other one to its left, trying to stay consistent with the shapes and then repeated patterns of shapes or just repetition, which obviously there is here because of each of these, like, I don't know, like wall-like things coming off the side of the ship. Just keep it consistent. In the center there, I'm gonna have to loosen some paint here. It's sort of like a weird Greek looking. I can't tell from my original picture. I'm not looking at it right now, but I recall what it looks like. Kind of looks like the pi symbol, but something underneath also being like a, if you take the pi symbol and made the top and the bottom equal. Okay, so looking at that other shape there, I think I need a little bit more highlight here. I'm going to use a little Naples yellow. So I hope you enjoy me going live. I'm going to go live for a while. I have over 7,000 subscribers. I would love to get more if you can all subscribe and hit that button there so you get notices on videos. But my focus here is just to do some more live painting where I can show people I'm painting, and if it's worth keeping on here, I'll keep on here, you know. Highlighting around now the edges of the, I guess you call it the molding, some more Naples yellow, and up and down. Okay, here we go. And that one's kind of in place to some extent. And then you got these little like rectangular forms in there. I want to make sure to keep it equal on both sides as much as I can. And if I miss on some, it's okay. It's really going to be fine because I have to go over it with the highlight. That one I want a little bit more shadowed there. You got to probably get some more blue, and that's fine. What I can do, I can always fix. You're using a small brush. I mean, look at this thing. It's tiny. And you have to end up going over stuff quite a bit. And that's okay. That's part of the oil process like this sometimes is hit and miss. The control level to get it right the first time is sometimes really hard, especially when you're changing perspective and you're on a new part. It's all 1 square inch at a time, you know. That's about a little square inch right there, literally. That's about the pace that I go, and that's cool. It's fine. You have to be very patient, very, very patient for this type of painting, mainly because this type of painting is different than Bob Ross. In 30 minutes, he whips up a full picture. I'm working on a full picture of detail, and at a standard that I'm trying to do in my style, I try to do the style is to try to at least mimic to some extent, I guess, how I see it digitally, and that's fine. But this actually being not really a full picture from Assassin's Creed, I've had to kind of go with my imagination on the water, which is not my best water, but it'll do for now, and I can work on it more later when I can improve some of the shadows and highlights in the water. That'll be the last thing before it's completed. But the focus is on the ships and the event taking place on the water, which is actually going to end up eating up a lot of my water footage on here. In terms of the when I say footage, like what are you looking at, the subject, that's what I'm referring to. So anyhow, got that object on there. Not quite equal to the other one. I'm getting there, as I do need to fix it up, get some reflection. That's fine of the blue. The bronze would be reflecting a little bit of the water. So I'm not going to really clean my brush a whole lot. And why? Again, blue in the water is going to pick up a tiny bit in the bronze. And that's what I think these things are. It's got some bronze shielding on it of some kind. And the shielding is what then gives this patina almost to the boat, the ship, being pulled by many oars. People inside there's pulling it, you know. I mean, with rowing. You know what I mean? So I'll go for a while here and paint. What the hell? I don't care. I don't have enough views to really say, oh no, I didn't do a 3-minute video. And I really don't have enough views to justify going this long here, but I don't care. I'm having fun, sharing that fun with y'all. And that's sometimes just the joy of painting, you know, it's just chilling with your paintbrush and your canvas and just doing what makes you feel good. And I think that's one of the things about Bob Ross that I truly, truly love about the dude. And I talk about him a lot of my videos. He's such an important, pivotal person to me because I don't know, unless I watched him as a kid, I don't know if I would have gained the interest in painting that I've had my whole life unless I watched him. So I owe that kind of like the inspiration to him. But I was like, I don't want to just paint like him, I said. And I always kind of did my own thing. Painted a lot of stuff that like his show. And I was just like, well, this kind of bores me in the end. Although it's fun to do sometimes. I can't do it. It's not long term. Like I really would like to get into much more portrait painting. But definitely I love doing things like this. Because I love history. I love ships in general. And I just really enjoy the overall satisfaction, I guess, of putting together something, at least in my mind, that feels like I've connected a world I enjoy, which is in video games or whatever, to my art. And then I get to own a piece of that, in a sense. Be like, that's on my wall, and I'm proud of it, and I like it, and it interests me. And I don't sell much of my paintings. No, I don't, because I own most of my paintings. I'm not in the business of selling art, although I do offer doing commissions for people. And I've done commissions. I've been paid to do commissions, and I'm very fair with my friends. If it's a fan on YouTube, or if it's just like a Facebook friend, a lot of it's through Facebook. I get a lot of personal requests from family, friends, and so on. Next commission is going to be a beautiful Burmese mountain dog painting. And I actually have a YouTube video where I paint two dogs in two different videos. Which dog painting right now, it's huge. It's if you want to make money right now, I could go out there if I was not doing what I'm doing right now, because I simply don't have the time to do it. I could go out there in Plano painting dogs, because I live in the Plano, Texas area. I could be painting dogs in public on a easel, and just be like, I'm just doing a commission for somebody. If you want one done, I'll tell you what my rate is, and it just depends on the piece. Some pieces are going to be a little bit more expensive than others. It just depends on how much they want. It all depends what the job is. That's how I do it. People that don't have much money, if they want to have a piece of my art, I work with them. Be like, I know somebody I know if you're, regular Joe that's not, necessarily have a ton of money to spend on art. Art's expensive. So I do that. And it's my pleasure to do that. It really is. So I'm kind of working in these areas where the ores are coming out, and probably just call it good, as I'm just repeating what's before going forward. Paying attention to the lines that I've kind of drawn in. That's why I have to have something like this drawn in, or else I will lose my perspective lines underneath the other stuff, and it can mess it up and have to go back and redo it. I've had to redo that before, and it's a pain in the butt. And I hate having to go back and fix and fix and fix and fix. So I did draw this in first. And like I said, it's just, that's part of the process. I mean, you can't do better sometimes than just what process works best for you. And just keep doing it. It's good to experiment. I experiment sometimes, but sometimes the experiment doesn't work. So I'm like, what's the point in doing something that just doesn't work? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't translate into better art for me, and it just creates a headache and doesn't make it as enjoyable. So I like to follow my method. I learned from a lot of other people. And actually, one of the artists I studied and learned probably more than anything, than any other artist in history, was Leonardo da Vinci. And that's just looking at his art. A lot of it's just looking at his art, and reading and watching videos. Studied him when I was in even junior high. Did a paper on him in art class. We had to all do a paper on our most influential artists that we found. And yeah, I did a paper on Da Vinci and talked about his use of geometry, geometrical principles, and because we had to learn that in art class, about a lot about geometry. Very important in art, super important. Geometry and balance and form, in terms of painting, probably some of the most important principles you learn. Not all of them. Not all of them. I didn't say it was all of them. Don't hold me on that word. I said some of the most important principles: balance, form, geometry, composition, of course. Subject matter can matter too. But that's all relative. Subject matter, oh my God. It depends what era you're painting in, really. And that can vary from era to era. In the medieval times, of course, was all religious stuff, and even in the Renaissance was still mostly religious. But then kings wanted things painted that were not, and so they're like, screw you, Pope, we're going to have pictures of ourselves because we consider ourselves gods. They didn't just want to have divine right of kings, they wanted to be worshipped like God. I mean, that's just like we are today. I mean, you really think these rich people and other people are famous just want to be like? No, it's more than that. They want to be just like they did in the Renaissance and medieval times, and even after that. People love to be worshipped. I mean, that's his life. That's history. It's not. I'm not saying this as a religious statement or political statement. I'm just like, look at it. I mean, people like to be idolized, immortalized, you name it. Is that wrong? I'm not into it. I like to share with my art with the world, and fame is not really my object, but I like to have it shared. Okay, what good is the art if it's just sitting in my house and nobody sees it other than maybe one thing, and that's it makes me happy? That's fine. That's a good reason to do art. This is a fine as reason as any. Okay, so when I say, fame isn't so important to me, I mean it, because I'm like, well, why do I have to get famous doing what I'm doing? I enjoy it. But I also like to share it. And once COVID's over, COVID really put a hurdle in my way of doing art exhibition. I was just about to start doing it, just making some connections to get some exhibitions going here in the Dallas area. And to my unlucky dismay, COVID hit, but more to the unlucky dismay of all the sick. I'm very grateful I'm not sick. Very grateful. And I feel bad in terms of COVID. Anybody gets sick, especially those lost family members and died. Oh my God. But you know what? During all this mess in 2020, man, I'm just going to end off here. I'm going to be done here in a bit. This has been a crazy, crazy year. I'm waiting for Aliens next. Seriously. I'm like, what the hell? I'd be like, yeah, that makes sense. It all fits the 2020 playbook. When those aliens coming, okay, just don't kill me, please. Don't make me a slave. That's all I ask, Dang aliens. You never know. Everybody's talking about 2020. You know, it's like Godzilla is coming. You know, it's so crazy, man. People. So crazy. Um, I'm flabbergasted how crazy 2020. It's like, okay, what do you got next for me, 2020? Freaking seriously. Good things happened for me in 2020. I can't say 2020 was like an awful. My kids are safe and healthy. My wife and I were surviving with everything going on. But I know there's a lot of people that are not, and I feel for them. And I really mean this. I really wish I had the money. If I were making tons of money on YouTube, which I don't, I don't have the views for that. You can see. But if I did, I'd really want to give a lot of money to help people. You know, I'm not saying I don't want to help my family with it, of course, but there's so many needy people out there. I can't afford to help. And I really mean that. I'm not just saying that puffing air. If you have a lot of money, making a lot of money on YouTube, you should be giving that to people, especially those that help you get there. I truly mean that. I'm not just puffing. I love a lot of people. Not a big fan of all people. But I love people that, even if I can be extroverted on some days, which is hard to be. So I'm somewhere in the middle. I would call myself a center of introvert and extrovert. Not all artists have to be introverted. No way. Why? Why would you want to always be introverted? You'll never get your art out if you're too introverted. But some artists are. They need an agent and be like, I don't go out places. Cool, dude. We'll see you at an exhibition, say nothing, and just, a few words afterwards, maybe, if you even do exhibition. If you show your art places, whatever. I don't know how easy you could do YouTube if you're introverted, because you'll be like, I don't want my face out there. I don't want social media that way. I write stuff on my posts or whatever. Whatever floats your boat. Whatever greases your buns or whatever. Anyway, this little section coming to an end over here. Just got to keep in mind where you have your various linear lines here, which is what I'm working on, getting some of these linear lines out. In fact, I have one right here. I have to insert right below here, which is a really tough line, is this one right here. You'll see I kind of missed getting it perfect. And you'll never get it perfect. You'll never get it like under a microscope. It'd be highly imperfect. But you can trick the eyes and make it look better. And so, a lot of this stuff here is just more hand-driven, steadiness, mental focus. Sometimes you have to stop because you're like, man, I'm hurting. My back hurts or something. My fingers are feeling jittery. I had too much coffee. That can happen too. I can't do this on a ton of coffee. Although I will say, depending how I feel, I can't really do it if I'm not feeling well or have a headache even. I don't know how you guys do art when you guys head blistering, hurting. But I guess if that's what you do every day because it's your job, you have to. And that would suck. Also, if you do art as your job, it's not like fun all the time. Especially when it's something you have no interest in. I'm like, oh my God. Whoever's paying for it wants me to work on something that's very uninspiring. I get that. I could get that totally. I hear it from some friends that do work as artists, and are like, yeah. You ever go to work sometimes and it's awesome because it's like, yeah, I love the subject matter. It's so cool. Sometimes it's like, man, whatever we're working on, this story about poop emojis, yay. And that's okay. Not all art that we work for money is going to be what we like. It's about something somebody else likes. And that's why they're paying for it. It's just like I'm a house builder. I'd be like, you're going to have me build some ugly looking, modern looking cement house. Okay. But if you take a Zen approach to it, you can say, you know what? I'm going to do my best job on it and make the perfect freaking cement house. It's going to be beautiful. I'm an artist. Doesn't matter. Does not matter. It's just like a writer. Be like, you want me to write something for you, and you paint for the writing. You want me to ghost write a book or whatever it is? Sure. I'll write a good book, but it might not be anything I really like or care about, and that's fine. And so we're going to finish up here, like I said, here very soon. It's just been a pleasure being able to get into YouTube, to get a base going. 77,000 something subscribers so far. That to me was a huge milestone. Big deal. My views don't reflect it all, and I know it's because I'm not always posting things that are interesting to everybody. I haven't promoted much on my channel lately, mainly because of COVID. The finances aren't as good. You have to be more conservative with money. Your money is your resource to be able to paint too. Be able to live. I got kids. Hello. So, it's okay though. Maybe y'all can help me. And I request simply just to tell people about my channel, to like, to subscribe, whatever. We went live today just to kind of give you some flavor into what I'm doing. The treated canvas from the last art show, because the video prior to this, I talk about my son's. Oh my God, I was about to get my son's YouTube channel going, and oh, what a tragedy! I cracked his monitor in trying to set up the second one, so he hates me right now, just a bit. I noticed something here. Actually, wait, this thing needs to come up a little bit more. And that's fine. We'll fix it. Yeah, so I mean, I was trying to get his thing going. He was going to have his own little gig he's going to do himself because he's learning how to edit. He's 11. I mean, I'll have to monitor it. I can't just let him go willy-nilly however he wants with it. He's 11, so I need to do it with him. He wants to do Fortnite. He wants me to paint a lot of stuff from Fortnite to join my channel with his. And so eventually we're just going to be FAN TV, Fan TV. My first name, FA, Fan TV. Okay, so enough with that. We talked about that twice, but my son's doing his Cyber Devil Gaming, which is not ready to launch yet, as we need to fix his monitor, and that monitor is freaking expensive to fix. It's like $200 for me to fix it. So I freaking wanted to just punch myself in the face when I broke it. All because I didn't pay attention to the angle that I was leaning the screen down, and I put too much weight on it, and that cracked the screen. Curved screens are very, very fragile, temperamental type objects. I just learned that. Like, you have to baby that stuff. Oh my God, it's so fragile. So fragile. I kid you not. So again, 2020 being the year that it is, actually kind of before I think New Year's or around New Year's, I kind of did a prior video where I talk about the direction of art, where I think it's headed, especially now in 2020. I think there's a tremendous area opening for a number of artists, lots of good ones out there. You know, the fantasy genre, sci-fi drama, or sci-fi fantasy, various genres right now, I really do think have an incredible potential in the art world to be given the space it deserves. A lot of it you've seen, like, for example, Dungeons and Dragons, Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, a lot of the gaming, Wizards of the Coast. Wizards of the Coast has some amazing artists. And in the gaming industry and in the CGI industry, in particular, we don't always think about this, but it's true. There are some artists in the entertainment realm, making movies, making games, etc. Working with the CGI stuff that are artists. Okay, these people are serious artists, and they are incredible. And I don't know how they do what they do. I don't do digital art, but the imagery that they create on it, like this one here that I'm borrowing some of their imagery. It's not original. It's there. That I'd have to look up the artists on this one. Whoever on Assassin's Creed did these boats, and did the Odyssey. The Odyssey art is genius, in my opinion. They captured the Greek mariner, the Greek theme so well, in my mind. And they did so also with the pirate era, 17th, 18th, more 17th, 16th, 17th century, whatever. Historically important games in terms of what's in there, linking to history. I love Assassin's Creed for various reasons. So that's why I actually, it's really a pleasure to paint something from Assassin's Creed Odyssey, such as this one here. And, perhaps I can teach a little bit about how I do art, how I do things. This thing here has long oars in the top chambers here, in which case I'm going to use the raw umber just to draw out where I can see my line. I already painted in there. Some of them are still slightly visible. Working on this straight line using my hand rest thing here I built myself. That's why it looks so cheesy. I actually made one. It has some soft cloth on there. I can put it here on the dry paint. And I feel like I'm not ruining my painting. And hopefully it's not. You have to be careful on wet paint. This will affect wet paint too, obviously. I got a few smears on there from going too early with it and some other works. And I want to do that again. Put some shadowing around the port. Okay, and then take some sand. That's the paint. It's like a gold ochre, a yellow derivative type, but very golden. And put a little highlights in here. Like that. I have an ore down here that definitely needs just a tad of highlight, not much. We'll have to low light it underneath later, but that's the section. Just this tiny little section in this 45 minutes almost. Not quite. Maybe more like 40 minutes. Damn. Bob Ross goes like under 30 minutes and he like finishes this whole thing. You know what I mean? And anyhow, let me put this down. Whoop! That's kind of my thing. And it's just fun going live. I don't know how many people are going to end up seeing this, but show your support for the channel. Hit that little bell thing in there. Subscribe. Help me get to 8,000. We're getting there. I'm going to probably do one more video where I show the final on this one here. Maybe I'll do the Pegasus. Show you how to paint a Pegasus. A lot of touch-ups obviously left to do. It's kind of a rough painting at this point, not the final touches, but I'm glad to go live today. Thanks for watching FA TV fan art, soon to be FA and fan TV. And we'll be diving into a whole lot more things that are not necessarily just art, but vlogging about some of my interests, a lot of interests which will just relate to art. I'm a fan of history, so like when I went to Waxahachie, I made a video on here. I think fan art, is cool. But FAN, just being a fan of various things, and there'll be art in it, will be the focus of the channel, and it'll be a lot of fun. But so, hope you enjoyed. Please keep watching. Get your notices by subscribing, hitting the bell. Please subscribe to get this channel going. Share, tell your friends about it. If you like art, if you just like to see something a little bit different than everybody else on YouTube, I think I'm a little bit, just a tad different. Maybe because I'm just the older guy. Not like all you youngins who are doing amazing with YouTube, like Mr. Beast and, Unspeakable and SS Sniper, all these really good YouTubers, Dang Matt Smith, all these kids just doing a great job. I have to hand it to you guys as entrepreneurs. I wish I had the time and the energy to really have done what you guys did a long time ago to build your channels. But F.A. Check is trying to build his own here. I'm doing the best. Been on here 2 years almost. But after 2 years, I mean, look where we are, 7,500 subscribers. We're getting there. We'll make more content, but it's going to be a little slow going now until the end of the year. But I wish I could post every week, but right now can't do it. Got too much going on. Always doing commissions for people. Going to be doing, like I said, the Burmese mountain dog for a local friend here in the McKinney area, Texas. Always open to commissions. You always can contact me through my pages, whether it be Facebook or whatnot, or even through YouTube. I think you can probably contact me somehow through fachecky@gmail.com. So anyways, hope you enjoyed this. Love Assassin's Creed. Assassin's Creed Odyssey is awesome, and just doing these ships from this gaming is just wild fun for me. Be safe this 2020. Make sure you go out there and vote. I'm not going to go into politics, but go out and vote. It's your civic duty. Vote in 2020. Young, old, just do it. 2020 is a crazy year. I don't know how it's going to end, but we're all worried about the season finale of 2020. I think we all are. But keep doing your thing. Yeah, I'm painting. That's helping me through it. And I will definitely see y'all next time. Thanks for watching. Y'all take care.